Marc Marquez could be betrayed by his own bike as the second half of the 2025 MotoGP season begins. This sharp analysis doesn't come without reason. Despite dominating the first half of the 2025 season, Marc Marquez may face serious challenges in the second half. The 2025 MotoGP season has officially reached its midway point following the conclusion of the Czech GP at the Brno Circuit this past weekend. In the 12th round of the 2025 MotoGP calendar, Marquez remained unstoppable, wrapping up a perfect weekend by securing another dominant win. The alien once again showcased his brilliance, topping both the sprint race and the main race at the 2025 Czech GP. With that victory, Marquez etched his name into the history books of the Italian factory team by becoming the first rider to win 5 consecutive races for them. In addition, the 32-year-old now firmly leads the 2025 MotoGP standings with a total of 381 points. This impressive tally places him well ahead of his closest rival, his own brother, Alex Marquez of Gresini Racing, by a gap of 120 points. Marquez's dominant run throughout the first half of the season has drawn attention from MotoGP analyst Carlo PERNAT. The Italian expert believes Ducati is breaking records and achieving milestones thanks to Marquez's unstoppable performance. In PERNAT's eyes, the 8-time world champion has returned to the same dominant form he had during his time with Repsol Honda. "Here with Marquez, we're aiming for records," PERNAT told Motosan. "This is the 5th time in a row he's won everything, something he used to do with Honda," he added. In the same interview, the former manager of Valentino Rossi praised Ducati general manager Luigi Daligna's decision to bring Marquez into the team, calling it the right move. Marquez's presence, he says, has already steered Ducati toward championship glory in the 2025 season. "In short, I can say it's becoming clearer and clearer that when Daligna brought Marquez to Ducati, he brought the championship train with him," PERNAT emphasized. However, PERNAT also voiced a significant concern. Despite Marquez's outstanding form aboard the Ducati Desmosedici GP25, the bike itself might become a liability in the second half of the season. The Desmosedici GP25 is known to be difficult to fine-tune during races, and this issue has already affected Marquez's teammate, Francesco Bagnaia, as well as VR46's Fabio Di Giannantonio, both of whom have struggled with consistency. This difficulty could turn into a major obstacle for Marquez, where the very machine meant to be his weapon could become a burden. Even Di Giannantonio, not just Bagnaia, is struggling, as if he doesn't understand anything about the bike, PERNAT said. "The only one performing is Marquez, but that's because he's a phenomenon who knows how to deal with problems." Even Marquez has subtly admitted that the bike isn't easy to set up. "That's clear. And it could weigh heavily on the second half of the season," he added. 5 straight double victories have made each race weekend a celebration for Marc Marquez on the Ducati Desmosedici GP25. And Brno, the final round before the summer break, was no exception. While one side of the garage party to the rhythm of Under Pressure, frustration was building on the other as Pecco Bagnaia struggled to find rhythm, whether on a dry track or with emergency setup changes. This was highlighted in the latest episode of Ducati Inside, a behind-the-scenes video published on Ducati's YouTube channel after each Grand Prix. The video reveals honest statements, unseen footage, raw tension, and unfiltered celebration from the heart of the Red Team, a true picture of an intense weekend at the Czech GP. The weekend started off rough for both factory riders. Marquez complained during the first free practice session, "I shifted into second gear, and I had no power. No warning, no alarm." Elsewhere in the paddock, Jorge Martin's return from injury was a hot topic. After practice, he shared a light moment with Marquez. "I tried to follow you, and I nearly crashed," joked the Aprilia rider. "Yeah, I was really fast through there," Marc replied, before admitting, "but honestly, we didn't have a great feeling with the front." Qualifying again highlighted the contrast. Marquez was on course to fight for pole position but crashed on his final lap. When I reached the braking zone, I saw smoke, lost focus for a second, and I was already wide, he explained from inside the closed garage. Despite that crash, Ducati still celebrated a key morale boost. Pecco Bagnaia secured pole position. Davide Tardozzi was initially disappointed with Marc's mistake but quickly smiled. Even Pecco's parents added to the light-hearted atmosphere, picking up Marc on a scooter after his fall. "You'll charge me for this later, won't you?" joked Julia Marquez to Pecco's father. The sprint was another emotional roller coaster. Ducati had calculated tire pressure perfectly, but early overtakes disrupted their plan. Marquez, who led the race, had to let Pedro Acosta pass to stabilize the pressure before launching another attack. Meanwhile, Pecco crashed again. "The issue is, it basically ended my race because I saw a dashboard message and had to back off," complained the Italian rider. Ducati engineer Gabriele Conti explained, "We had an electronics issue on the grid that we fixed just in time, but it caused another failure, a false message that confused Pecco. It was unmanageable." Sunday's race once again split the garage. Marquez claimed a commanding win. Pecco finished fourth and arrived back in the pits visibly drained. "I suffered a lot the whole race," he told his engineer candidly. At the same time, Marquez was celebrating on the other side of the wall, dancing, and wishing the team a good summer break. 4 weeks of rest now, then back to work," he shouted. The final images of the weekend were both symbolic and revealing. As Marc hugged everyone goodbye, Gigi D'Allegna joined him in a rare show of engagement. The respect between the two was clear, but this time, Gigi went further. "I already knew it, but now I understand even better why it was so hard for us to win a title before," D'Allegna told Marc. It wasn't just a throwaway comment. He was referring to the years of frustration trying to beat Marquez while he was with Honda. Now, having him on their side, Gigi finally understands why it was nearly impossible. Because even with one of the best bikes on the grid, Marc Marquez brings something no one else can replicate. His impact is undeniable. So much so that he has changed Ducati from the inside out. Marc Marquez leads the World Championship with a 120-point margin over his brother Alex and heads into the break with one hand already on the title. No rider's signing has ever been this quick. And none has been this devastating. Can Marc Marquez secure the championship even earlier this season? Like and subscribe so you won't miss the latest updates from MotoGP 2025.